Hi, welcome back to another edition of Political Points on local2.ca. We have an exciting month of April. We're on the April 14th edition. Coming up this month, also a tribute to Joe Fertese, our CAO, and the new president of the Economic Development Corporation, Tom Dodd. But we're in political fun and action of the month of April. We're in the middle of a federal election campaign, and I'm pleased to welcome former councillor in Ward 3, Bryan Hayes, to the show. Bryan, welcome to Political Points.
Thank you, pleasure to be here.
How's it feeling so far? We're in the middle of the election campaign, and what are you hearing at the door?
Well, what I'm hearing at the door is sort of the message of the Conservative Party is we didn't want an election.
Right.
And, it's a cost to the taxpayers of in excess of $300 million. We're, as a government, still in the midst of an economic recession that is turning around. It wasn't time for an election, and unfortunately, the opposition banded together and brought the government down. And the reality is, politically, the committee that brought the government down was stacked with opposition members, and that's the nature of politics. And unfortunately, we're heading into an election that nobody wants.
Right. How important is a stable government in Ottawa for Sault Ste. Marie?
Well, I think it's extremely important on the world front,
right.
As well as Sault Ste. Marie, obviously. But Canada is leading the G8 in terms of economic recovery. Our job employment is, I think we've created 480,000 new jobs across the country. And it's the economy and jobs that is the focus of this government.
Right.
And we don't need that railroaded. We need to keep along with our economic action plan. And unfortunately, the opposition has chosen not to do so.
Exactly. What can you offer Sault Ste. Marie if elected MP and being part of an experienced team in Ottawa?
Well, yeah, that's the key. It is an experienced team in Ottawa, and we have, for the past 5 years, done a very good job leading this country, and we need to continue to do so. We have credibility. The International Monetary Fund states that in part because of the policies of the Conservative government, Canada has fared very well through this economic recession, and we need to continue with that stable government. I simply cannot imagine a coalition government with Michael Ignatieff as Prime Minister and either Jill Duceppe or Jack Layton as Deputy Prime Minister. I just can't imagine those three parties getting along. There would be so much infighting that our economic recovery would simply stagnate. Right. We need the stability of the Conservative government. We need a governing member of Parliament here in Sault Ste. Marie. It's imperative that that happens.
Well, I'm a member of the media and of the show, but the facts are that Canada was last in the recession and first out. So those are the facts. The economy speaks for itself.
Yeah, that is correct. The economy does speak for itself. And, we are more than just the economy. We're all about stability, and we're all about, if you look at the budget that was just delivered, this was a budget that, had it been accepted, was a budget that was good for Canada, was good for our seniors, was good for Northern Ontario in terms of loan forgiveness for doctors who practice in Northern Ontario and nurses that practice in Northern Ontario. It had a plan to reduce or eliminate the deficit by 2015, and that's important, and we know as a government that we're able to do this. We've been governing the country successfully for the past 5 years.
And, your flyer says the funding, that the Harper government, if you want to highlight a couple of those, funding has been there on the table for Sault Ste. Marie. Yeah,
funding has been there, and I would suggest that the funding was there despite having an NDP member of...
Fourth member of the...
absolutely.
Fourth party kind of thing.
This was funding that was achieved through the efforts of a lot of people. It was achieved through the efforts of the late Mayor John Rosewell and City Council, of which I was a part, through our Member of Provincial Parliament, David Orzetti, because the majority of this funding is shared funding with the provincial government. It was achieved through the Economic Development Corporation. A lot of work from a lot of people. And, key there's a number of key ones, but the two that I jump on automatically is the $8 million for the redevelopment of the Sault College campus and $8 million for Algoma University. And it's key that we continue to build our educational facilities, that we are able to offer programs that will keep our students in Sault Ste. Marie. And the knowledge economy is extremely important. And I'm most proud of the government stepping forward for Sault College and for Algoma
And
University.
you were there as city councillor, you saw that funding happening firsthand.
Well, certainly we saw it happening firsthand, and we, through our Economic Diversification Fund, when I say our, when I was a member of City
Right.
Council, that helped leverage some of this federal and provincial funds. So the city did its share to the capability which it could. So absolutely.
This show goes quickly, but when getting the red light, if I could get one, your comments on a quote Tony Martin said recently in the media in the last week and a half. The last thing Sault Ste. Marie needs is a backbenched, muzzled Harper MP whose priorities are fighter jets and prisons and who won't stand up for an independent Fednor. Is that an MP running scared, or your comments?
The last thing Sault Ste. Marie needs is a party that will never be in power, whose sole purpose is one of lobbying.
Well said. Bryan, good luck the rest of the way in the campaign,
Thank you.
and we'll have you back on the show before the end of the election.
Looking
on
forward
May
to
the
it.
2nd, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much, Andy. Appreciate it.
Thanks. That's Bryan Hayes. He's the Conservative candidate, and he's looking to be the new MP come May 3rd of Sault Ste. Marie, and we'll have the best political coverage right here on local2.ca. We'll see you next time. I'm Andy Martins. Have a great week.